Everybody gets the same spread. And yeah, if you've been watching these things before, you already get the idea. General, I'm just going what decides to come out. So Aries, what is for Aries this month of September? Six of Cups, we have nostalgia and a lot of kid things going on. And no, I was not flipping you off. If you thought so, well, come on now. Hmm. Y'all know what happens. Well, whenever she comes up, F the step. No. So it seems right now the core focus is nostalgic memories involving you being at the best state you can ever be in. A state where you're actually able to express your emotions at the deepest level. You actually might have an opportunity to reconnect to someone who had a very strong attachment with you, and it was mutual, and it was restored. And it's also intuitive. But you're going to be encountering the best state of yourself again this month. Causing it is the Two of Pentacles. Probably being forced to make a choice between one of two things, and you're going to be using your heart to make the decision. And having way too much on your personal life and your surroundings, you're deciding to make a choice between one of two things. What's behind you and backing you up is another queen. So possibly this can actually be like a mother figure or a figure that actually supported you financially or was really practical. Or maybe this can even be you trusting yourself in a really grounded, practical, realistic way. This also can be a significance of somebody who has a moon in either Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, specifically moon. Also somebody who's very nourishing. But since you got two queens right here already, this can also show that possibly behind you is maybe you're actually taking a step back from your practical side and following your heart more. Most likely desired outcome to come about. Well, we got a lot of people involved in this one. We have the King of Swords, so best case scenario is that you're gonna have to be making the choice between one of two, again, since that's the cause of this. But you also have to be being fair to yourself, and is it worth you sacrificing this? And potentially, since we have two female figures that are of a different skin tone, this could possibly mean that you may also have to be very discerning and being able to look beyond just the skin color and actually have that connection on a more deeper, intimate level. And that's another thing about the Queen of Cups. She's wet and wet. Double water makes someone being able to give unconditional love no matter what. So you have to make a sound decision and also be fair about it. Not just to go with somebody because you want to make them happy, but also be fair to yourself. This individual too might also have a thing regarding owls too. I don't know why that popped in my head, but go with it. Coming right for your face, or coming towards. That just sounds better to say it that way anyway. Coming right towards you is actually the Ace of Swords. So you're actually going to be getting crystal clear ideas and the full clarity you need to be able to see the choice to make. And again, if your choice actually might involve someone who has experience with birds. Like, say, for example, they might work as a zookeeper, they might work with something regarding animals, they actually might work with something that involves a bird of some kind, including a logo, company name. They could even have a pet bird. They could even work on a reservation, animal reservation. You're viewing yourself as the Ten of Swords. You're seeing yourself as being chained up and turning your back and trying to put something to an end, and you're seeing that you're at your wit's end regarding this. Others around you are seeing you Ten of Wands. That's two tens and the two. So you're seeing yourself as being chained and letting something be ended once and for all. You're acknowledging that and that you're pretty much finished with it. But also those around you are pretty aware that you're being overburdened by all this. And since it's the fire in the air suit, wands and swords, your mind is being you're acknowledging that your mind and your thinking patterns are not at the greatest standing, but other people are seeing that you're not really having the drive as you once used to, and you're being overburdened by so many other things that you don't have that zest to invest in this as you thought you would be doing. You're hoping for, but also deathly afraid of. Well, I'm knocking on my hand. That was kind of rude. You're hoping for, but also deathly afraid of strength. You're hoping to be able to have full control and mastery over yourself and being able to, best said, keep the lion at bay. But also, you're perfectly fearful of it getting out of hand and causing a lot of oopsies to happen. The most likely outcome to be coming about. Well, we have the Three of Cups, and okay. I don't know why that popped in my head, but let's go with it. So these three figures, we have a Queen of Pentacles in the past, backing you up. We have my card, the Queen of Cups, because that this bloody deck always comes out. Rude computer. And then the King of Swords as the best case scenario. So the most likely outcome is either one, the three figures are as unique individual people actually come together and actually have some kind of connection form out of it. Or there might be a collaboration and friendship and a lot of connection. But since your core this month of September involves a lot of nostalgic things being put back in your head, you might actually be experiencing thoughts of reminiscing about this Queen of Pentacles figure potentially as behind you or backing you up, or even like being the cause of why you're having the nostalgic memories. Give me some more about that Three of Cups, because that's not really helpful. Three of Cups is because Ten of Cups, there's going to be emotional fulfillment with three queens. Three queens and a king. That sounds so bad. Well, probably because of a motivating figure who is also very emotionally supportive, brings this emotional fulfillment. I'm going to be so, like, mind blown if the Queen of Swords comes out. Please, no. Okay, okay. Page of Wands. Okay. So, regarding this coming together, it seems like it's going to be you regarding somebody else who's also someone who's like the typical cheerleader, life of the party, who's also like, the best way I can put it is like this. If any of you have heard that song, Stacy's Mom has got it going on, yeah, kind of like that kind of a thing going on. Yeah, you actually be interacting with an individual who is that kind of motivating and zestful and, you know, bam figure who does bring you emotional fulfillment and also may actually rely on somebody else to send you the message of this connection. Because since we also have three queens, you may have the stability and practicality and you're moving away from it. So now you're actually going towards the unconditional love. But the desire you want to have is to have more realistic and practicality. But having three cups of friendship with fulfillment and, having a zest of emotional stability, well, pretty much having emotional assurance and being inspired, even though they may not be actually telling you that, they actually might have somebody else do it for you. I mean, for them. So for the month of September, Aries, I would best say engage with this figure who is actually being like a kind of a cheerleading, motivating, like, I got it going on. Come on, don't be lame. So go out there and mingle. If it happens to involve somebody who you're really close with emotionally and someone of your past, this actually might be an indication that they may have gone from the Queen of Pentacles figure to the Queen of Wands figure. So they may be less, kind of boring and grounded and too firm. Now they're kind of a little bit more exciting, if you know what I mean. But coming towards you will have the clarity to be able to interact with it. Just don't make yourself feel that you're overkill with that Ten of Swords and how you're viewing yourself. And don't let other people make you think that you're overburdened by all this. Because you have a total of 3 10s, 3 queens. Good Lord, Lanta. Yeesh. So make sure that you're not afraid that you'll be losing control of yourself because you'll still be able to maintain it if you do have these deep emotions for this person. Just make sure that you actually do mingle and not just feel I'm not really comfortable with going outside of my own comfort zone and meeting new people or interacting with people of the past. Or even the future if you're not really considering going back to someone. Everything has a chance to be put back on the table. Okay, now next. Next up is Taurus, and Taurus gets to have the Goetia Tarot. Okay, let's see what comes after this one. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, what can you say for Taurus? Goetia Tarot. See what happens. And yes, it'll be the same spread as before. Current position for the month of April. April. Oh yeah, that's your birth month. Taurus, so for September, your first card, core focus, is the Devil, Lucifer. But now here's the thing. Don't think that this is a bad card. No, 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 no. Your focus this month is to actually find enjoyment this month. This is the month that you need to begin really enjoying yourself, especially if it involves a loved one, because we have Venus in Capricorn. And when you have Venus in Capricorn, you have the appreciation to something that is strict, organized, disciplined, focused, and has a sense of duty. That's Venus in Capricorn. Finds beauty in expression of self that is disciplined, self-controlled, organized, structured, has a sense of duty, commitment, and also is not really intimidated to sacrifice for the connection. So your enjoyment has to be coming from that. That's your core focus for September. That's what came out. Next, you'll be encountering for this month of September you're going to be encountering Prince Citri, the Queen of Cups. Again, this is the second time I pulled the Queen of Cups from a different deck. In the same position. Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus is not happy because he's in the sign of his enemy Venus. However, Prince Citri is known for his ability to make somebody expose themselves in that kind of a way, yes. But however, The sign of Taurus is all about sensuality, security, beauty, wealth, gains, investment, and living in a place of stability, comfort, and having security, and beauty, and enjoying your senses. You put Jupiter there, that means you now have up from the divine, the appreciation of that, what's beautiful to the senses, and what you can comprehend. But now here's the thing. This month you're supposed to be enjoying yourself and actually figuring out how to fully enjoy yourself to having a deep romantic connection. But now here comes the thing with Prince Citri. Do not hide anything. Do not hide how you feel. Don't suppress it. If feelings exist, they exist. Admit it. If they're there, they're there. It is what it is. The minute you start repressing it, it's not going to work. Because now you're denying your own enjoyment. Don't do that. Don't deny your own enjoyment. Because why are you holding yourself back from what makes you feel fulfilled and happy and blissful? That's like saying, oh, there's a gem over there I want, but no, I don't want to grab it. But I want it so bad. Oh, it's gone. Well, if you just went over and grabbed it, you would have had it. But okay, whatever thoughts you were having, saying that, oh, I'm not going to grab it, never mind. Well, now you're never going to get that gem again because that was the only one that you wanted it exactly that cut and all that. So don't deny yourself of something of enjoyment. And don't be afraid to put yourself out there 100% vulnerable. Because if you do have that desire for the deep connection, you're going to have to really expose yourself in a way that is emotionally vulnerable and your truest self. Because that's the Queen of Cups. That's how she is. She gives herself 100% all the way, regardless of how anybody else feels. That's just how she naturally does. But also be willing to also teach the other person that you're being that deeply connected with how to do so also, or show them how to do it, because that's the part of Jupiter coming in. Because of all this, now we have another Taurasian card, another one. Murmur, the Empress, Venus in Sagittarius, viewed as a Sphinx. So, the cause of this needing to have enjoyment and also to expose yourself exactly how you are emotionally is probably because you're probably doing too many riddles and not really being point blank and saying it for how it is. And you're trying to find beauty in expression into a higher degree if it's there, or you might be trying to use some form of religious sect, like for an example, like fasting, celibacy. You're actually using it, and that's denying your enjoyment. You're not exposing your real self, and this is what's holding you back, because that's actually Venus in Sagittarius. Finding beauty in a form of teaching or higher intelligence. But the thing is that when you deny your beauty and your creative self expression and your connection with a significant other just because of like a religious belief, no. Religion's not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be denying your enjoyment or being able to fully give yourself to somebody else. And you shouldn't have to rely on riddles or beating around the bush and trying to make yourself sound more intelligent when you just got to keep it simple. Behind or backing you up. Another another Venus in Sagittarius. Purcell, Queen of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Again, like in the same spread with Aries. What's behind you or backing you up? Again, this a recurring theme with Venus and Sagittarius. The cause of it is probably doing too many riddles. And also, you probably were using these riddles to a point where it was actually becoming so overbearing to you that you can't take it anymore. Because in this depiction, Purcell looks like she's struggling to hold on to all of that. And she's like about to fall down on her face. Probably being overburdened with it. And instead of looking up to where you're going, you're pretty much focusing so down on everything and you're not seeing the positives. And that's either what's backing you up or that's what you were doing. And then you come to the realization that, oh, I need to stop doing whichever thing or whatever course of action I'm doing because it's not making me feel like how I should. Best case scenario and likely most favored result to come from this, or the most desired outcome that has the potential to come out. Oh, hi, Lilith. The most desired outcome. Lilith. The lovers. This is not every same lovers card. Hi, Mika. Hissy milkshake family. As long as you don't sing that, that old song. Because, yeah, that'll be like, But anyway. So, oh, and also Black Moon Lilith with Gemini. So, the most desired outcome that has potential to come about is the lovers. But this lovers is not the same. This lovers requires you to have another person with you. Yep. So Taurus, if you want to get to this position where you want to be, your most desired outcome, you need to have another person help you get to it. And what did I say earlier? You need to find enjoyment with a significant other or somebody who has a Venus in Capricorn or displays that with having a sense of duty, commitment, responsibility, obligation, just being with you. I don't know about you, but that kind of sounds like the same thing here. Oh, and while on topic of that, Prince Citru, being able to fully give yourself 100% and willing to make yourself so vulnerable and exposed. If you want to get to where you want to be, you need to be able to have that person with you. Because both of these figures in this card are reaching up to Lilith. And in order for you to get to divinity, you need to have another person. You cannot do it alone. Some people say, well, I can't. Not really. In order for you to understand divinity, you need to have a significant other. Because when you have two come together, that's how divinity forms and comes about. Now, coming towards the face. We have Rum, Five of Pentacles, Mars in Libra. So coming towards you, you're going to be pretty much crippled and pinned against the wall, metaphorically. In other words, you're going to be put into a situation where you have no other choice. To make it a little bit more simple, you had the chance to do what needed to be done, but now you're going to be forced to do it because time has passed way too long and enough's enough. And although you believe you can just outwit and get yourself away from it, or this can actually be being done to you, Taurus, either or, it's just what's coming out. You're going to have to be taking a lot more. Since that's Libra and Mars's action. And the best thing to do is just surrender and admit it. If you have a connection that has brought you enjoyment and has always been secure and sacrificed and been fulfilling towards you and has provided you so much, and you haven't been given back to it, you're going to be pinned against the wall. And you're that's what I'm getting, and I have to go with it. Your wings are going to be crippled. You can't fly away. You're going to be now be forced to handle and stick with it and do what must be done because it's been avoided for way too long. And for you to even get to where you want to be with Lilith up there and for the lovers, you're going to have to submit. The longer you keep denying this and you keep coming up with excuses and all this other BS, not only the more time you're wasting for the other person, the more time you're wasting your time being fulfilled and happy with Lucifer, and also being deeply emotionally cared about with the Queen of Cups as well. The best way to put it nicely, stop cheating yourself. Stop being stupid. If you're doing this to another person, don't you think it's time to stop it? And no matter what your excuse it is, oh, I'm not ready for that. Well, uh, I don't know. I just don't feel it. I'm not in the moment. That's not an excuse. Because the thing is, if somebody has been there and you have also invested alongside of them, and if you shrug them along, really? That's what I have to say about that. And yes, that was supposed to be a spit. Because if you're going to be playing somebody for so long and now you're back against the wall to be forced to do something that you vowed to do, really? Don't blame them forcing you to do what you were expecting to do. Don't blame them. Blame yourself because you made the choice to go with it on your own. But if this is happening to you, don't take it. If you've been giving and giving and giving, literally, and giving your best out to this other person and really trying, get away with them. Get away from them. You don't need that. But if you've been doing it to somebody else, stop being a narcissist. Stop. Because it's not cute. Because that can seriously mess up somebody's thinking, emotions, and mind so bad that you just completely ruined their train of thinking. And congratulations, you probably afflicted them with a lifelong depression. Is that something you want to be proud of? I hope not. And hey, if this person ends up, taking their own life, who's to blame? I don't care if it's dark. That's just how it is. You want to go living on for the rest of your life knowing, oh, they took their life in the way that I treated them. I don't want to have that. I don't want to have that in my head because of choices I did. Somebody took their life like that because of abuse, neglect, and gaslighting and being narcissistic and projecting and just being a completely sick individual. Somebody else lost their life because of that. Don't want that on me. Anyway, rambled a bit too long for that one, but still, it still stands. Self-perception. Self-perception. It posts strength. Jupiter in Cancer. Exaltation point. But here's the thing. The post is related to the saying, silly goose. Your self-perception is saying this. You're viewing yourself as a joke. You're aware that you're being a joke. That's not a good self-perception. Don't you think, at least in my opinion, that instead of seeing yourself as a silly goose, why not instead try and make a better image for yourself and to the other person? or the people involved. Because they view you as Glossa Labas, Eight of Wands, Mercury, and Leo. They view you as somebody who has a lot of vigor and a lot of communication skills that have a lot of zest and a lot of enjoyment and brings life. Do you want to be seen as a silly goose, or do you want to be seen as somebody who has like a life, who speaks life and has zest and initiative? I don't think I need to explain that one. At least I hope not. Hoping for, but also deathly afraid of. Seven of Pentacles, the par, Venus and Libra, multi-going placement. So, you're hoping for the investment that you put in will come out of it. Wow. Wow. You're hoping to gain the fruits of your labor and investment in this. But the thing is that you're also afraid that what you've invested in is going to turn on you. Oh, why? Why would you think the thing that has invested, because you both gain from that, you put something in to gain something out of it? Why do you think your investment is going to turn on you because you're believing it to be something that's going to cause damage to you? Because that's what Vipar does, poisons people and poisons those that the summoner points to. If I mean, I'm just thinking like, wow, why would you think something you invested in? Because that's Venus and Libra, another thing too. Your investment is going to turn on you despite putting up with a lot of BS that's going on. Why would you think that it's going to turn on you if it put up with you so long and it still wants to? Don't you maybe think, I think, this is significant and I think, I should go with this. How come to come about? Oh, Duke Argris. Your outcome. Page of Wands. Venus in Aries. Argris. Outcome. Since you might be running away, you're going to be stopped. And you're going to be brought back. Again. Here we go again. Pin against the wall to be forced that you now have to do it. Your outcome points back to it. You have to do it. Argris stops runaways and brings them back. The message. Stop running away from it. Clarify number one. Duke Zabos, or Solos. It was all about deepening a romantic connection. With came Mercury in Sagittarius in Nine of Pentacles. Being forced to come back with a deepening of a romantic connection and a betterment of yourself. And this one actually might be my last one because, yeah, I'm coughing too much. My voice is about to run away. So, a betterment of yourself, being forced to stop in your tracks and come back, with deepening the romantic connection. I think, this is actually saying it perfectly clear. Being forced to come back to something that's been benefiting you is actually going to, being forced to come back, deepen a romantic connection, will better you. Prince Oribus. That's the last nail in the cake. That's the point blank truth. Hello, Dolly. I haven't seen you in a while. So nice to see you too, by the way. Yeah, my throat's being tickled. So, I'm just gonna take it from the top again. So, there, there. I'm gonna try and make this as painless as possible. So, Taurus, again. Focus for the month of September. Number one, the devil. Your focus this month is to enjoy a connection with someone who has been focused and devoted and committed to you and strictly disciplined to. Someone who wants you to enjoy your life with you. You're going to be encountering Queen of Cups, Prince Citri. You have to be willing to admit the truth of your emotions and give yourself 100% with vulnerability all the way. Don't matter how you think, how you feel, admit it and put it out there. Otherwise, you're cheating yourself. Don't cheat yourself. You don't want regret for that. That's stupid. Why are you going to cheat yourself of something that gives so much of a damn about you? Don't do that. Do not cheat yourself. This is idiot proof. Would you cheat yourself out of something that brings so much to you because it cares about you? You're going to cheat yourself of that? Okay. Okay. If that's what you want to do, you want to cheat yourself, go for it. But just the thing is that you can be the one to blame yourself if you're not going to go with it. Hey, don't blame anybody else but yourself. And then you can beat yourself up saying, I'm stupid for not doing that. Whiskey. Oh, I remember when I used to drink episode of whiskey. Serpent's Bite, that's what it was called. The cause of this is the Empress, Venus in Sagittarius, which technically could be a good card, but in this case I'm getting. You're probably, the cause of this again, pretty much mothering and caretaking to a form of thinking that really doesn't benefit anybody. And in a way where you're pretty much talking in riddles. Thanks again, Dolly, by the way. So stop talking in riddles and thinking that you're all fancy, speaking highly, but you're not really fooling anybody. So stop talking in riddles. And the same thing in the past, potentially weighing you down. Don't be doing that because now you're aware that you need to start enjoying and you need to start being real. Because the best case scenario is the lovers with Lilith. But here's the thing: in order for you to get to Lilith, you need this. You need these two: enjoyment and the connection to another person who is the deepest you can go with. Without this, you're not getting Lilith. You're not getting the lovers. Hate to tell you, you're really not going to get that enjoyment. Just saying, if you want to get to this, you need that. You can't get it any other way. Coming towards Five of Pentacles. You're going to get crippled and you're going to be forced to do it because it's been avoided and denied too much. You're even seeing yourself as this is silly. I'm being like a silly goose. Why am I so stupid? Why am I acting like this? But they see you as having a lot of potential and having so much zest and initiative and life to you that you could just go flying, no problem, and bring so much light and joy to everything. But you're afraid for some reason this investment with another individual is going to harm you. and you're hoping to actually get the gains of the beauty of all of this long time investment with this individual. Looks like to me it's been there, but you're afraid that it's going to harm you. Oh boy, I wonder how that's going to happen. But the outcome, regardless, you running away, you're going to be stopped, and then you're going to be forced to come back again, reinforcing the Five of Pentacles, being crippled and being forced to handle it, nowhere to go, and being returned to do the deepening connection with Duke Solos, and which is going to make you be a more stronger individual. Nine of Pentacles. Yep. And to top it all off, Prince Oribas, the one who never lies, the one who tells it point blank, and always has the best intentions for whomever he's serving. This is something that you're going to be brought back, and it's going to be the truth, and it's for your own good. If anything, month of September, stop denying it. Stop wasting not only their time, but yours. Besides, you don't want to be known for being someone who is this dim-witted and so literally dumb that they can't comprehend what value they have in front of them. So much to the point now they have to be forced to appreciate it. And don't deny yourself of that. Don't do that. Sometimes the best thing you can do is surrender. Trust me, there's a lot of things I wish I didn't give up to. A lot. But I still did. But anyway, I know that I was also putting in the title that I was going to do Gemini and Cancer, but my throat is tickled and I can't speak anymore. Excuse me. So down below in the description, if you want to get my book, Lilith the Dark Goddess Who Glaciates in the Shadow from Lulu, it's down below. And I'm also in the process of doing starting up a podcast, and alongside still finishing up the um the audiobook of Lilith the Dark Goddess Who Glaciates in the Shadows, and it'll be on the T screen too. But that'll be much later. But anyway, so if my throat calms down and stops sissy fitting, I'll come back and do Gemini and Cancer, or maybe even more tomorrow or later tonight. We'll see. But for right now, I'm resting my voice. Thanks, Dolly.